So I made a video on this channel called I'd Rather Die Than Work a 9 to 5, and that video is sort of going viral. It's the one getting a lot of views, so I wanted to make like a video to kind of go with that, because some people in the comments I saw were asking like, well, what's the alternative? Like, oh, well, you got to make money somehow, don't you have to work a 9 to 5? The truth is there are a ton of different ways that you can make money without kind of working a normal job. I mean, even the most obvious thing is working Uber, Lyft, or something like that, but there are much better things than that. One thing you can do is I made a video called, I think I've struggled to get passive income my entire life, or something like that. Part of the reason I wanted to make that, and you should watch that if you're very interested in this, is so people can just get ideas. Like, one thing about that video, I've done so many different things to make money. A lot of them are totally unrelated, kind of weird things. Like, there are so many ways that you can make money without having a boss, or without having a normal job, without working normal hours. There are types of ways you can make money sort of passively, or even completely passively, to be honest. And a lot of it is like you have to think differently. Most people are probably working more normal jobs. Most, I don't know, average people, if you want to call it. So one thing I've learned, like, if you want to not be average, or if you want something different, well, you have to do things that are different. You have to act in ways that are different and that are not average as well. If you just kind of act and think the way that everyone else does, well, you're going to have a job similar to what everyone else has. So that's one key thing, is you have to change your mindset, and you have to believe this is possible, and it's going to take work. You have to work towards it. But there are a lot of things simple, like Uber and Lyft, you can do. You can just search on YouTube like how to make money online, even just from a computer online. There are like a million different ways that you can make money that are different from what most people do. There are a lot of it you can just be self-employed. My father basically worked like a normal 9 to 5 job his entire life as a carpenter, but he worked for himself. He was his own boss. Nobody told him what to do. He could make his own hours and stuff. And I was really impressed by that. I honestly think anyone that I see that doesn't work like for someone else and is their own boss, I find that very impressive. They don't necessarily have to have a big business and have a bunch of employees, but I just find somebody working as their own boss, it's just super impressive. Like, it takes some balls. It's one thing to be able to do this, like, you got to have some balls. You got to be willing to take the risk to just do something different. The advice that I would give, if you're very young, it's a lot easier. Like, if you're like 18, or if you're still living in your parents' house, is perfect. You can start this right now. Like, figure out a way to make money where you're not working a normal job. And this is going to be easy if you're young, because you don't have as much bills or responsibilities. If you're older, like say you have kids already, you are stuck in a normal job that you have because you need to provide for your family. You might have a mortgage to pay, you got all these bills and stuff. If you're in that scenario, what you need to do is you should take 1 hour every single day and just start working towards some way to earn money that is different, that's on your own. You need to every single day just start working on this. You need to find a little bit of time to do this. Like, most people can find at least an hour a day. So I just started reading for the second time, actually. I'm reading it in Spanish this time because I'm learning Spanish. The book called The Way of the Superior Man. I would definitely recommend that book. It's one of my favorite books. But in the beginning, he was talking about how as a man, you should dedicate at least an hour a day into just working towards your true purpose, or your true dream, or whatever it is. So that's a good example there. If you have a job that you don't necessarily like, spend at least an hour a day just doing something towards your dream, towards your goal. This is very, very important. And a lot of people are going to have like I think of it as an excuse, like, oh, I don't know what to do. What should I do? First of all, there's no right answer. I would just recommend trying anything. Like I said, you can look online how to make money without having, how to make money online, how to make money without having a normal job. Just pick something and try it. The truth is, like, you're not going to know if you're going to be good at something, if you're going to like something until you actually try it. One caveat, don't just jump around and try a million different things. There's going to be ups and downs to everything. If you never stick with one thing and just jump all over the place, you'll probably never get successful in the long run. You know, you got to watch out for that grass is always greener kind of syndrome. I think I did that a bit when I was younger. But the truth is, you just have to try something. So like, another thing you can do, if it's possible, if you're in a scenario where you could do this, say you have a bunch of savings or something, you can just quit your job and just force yourself, like, okay, I have to make money somehow now to like pay the bills or whatever, even if you don't have savings. This was part of the reason why I got sort of good at making money without having a normal job on my own, because I just sort of had to. I don't know, like, I went to art school before, and I was living off of student loans and just getting like money from that. And once my school finished and I started to have to pay back the student loans, I had to make money to pay my bills. Like, there was no other option. I had to make money. And I started selling oil paintings. I was doing these oil paintings, these landscape paintings, and I was selling them to art galleries and selling them to people. And I was making money that way. And then I also had started growing marijuana. I was in California. It was basically legal, selling it to the medical dispensaries. I didn't smoke it all, by the way. I just did it as a business. So I was doing those two things together to pay my bills and to make money. And I ended up making quite a bit of money doing it. They're both very good. I've done a ton of other things if you want to watch my other video. But the reason that part of the reason I made money doing that was just because I had to. I was forced to. Like, I had to do it to survive. The thing is, if you kind of have to survive, you'll figure out some way to make money. Like, you will. And the more you do this, the more you get better at it. It's a different way of thinking than applying for jobs and like looking for a quote unquote normal job. You have to get in the mindset and change your mind. So I have one brother, and he has like he works sort of like tech jobs. Very, very good jobs. Like, he makes a good amount of money. He gets to work from home a lot, like remotely. I don't think, he told me he doesn't really work more than like 4 or 5 hours a day or something like that. Very awesome job. And he was telling me that he wanted to do, have his own business or do something on his own. And like I was saying before, his excuse was that he just didn't know what to do. Like, he didn't know what to do. And I was like, hey, like, you just need to pick something. Just pick anything. Like, you already have like coding and skills like that. Just pick something. Like, he has the knowledge of how to design websites, I assume. He could start making websites for other people. He's really into rock climbing. I was telling him, just start a fucking rock climbing YouTube channel. Like, just start doing it. Like, you have a nice iPhone, just do it. Like, you don't know what's going to happen until you start it. And part of the reason he has these excuses, because his life is like very good right now. He makes more money than he needs. It's like a job that he enjoys. Like, he doesn't have any pressure to start his own business. And it's one of the things, as I was saying, like, if you have to make money like this, it can kind of help you. It just, it's like somebody just kicking your ass from behind, like forcing you to work. It can make it easier. It's like the analogy, there was the burn the boats thing. I heard there was these people who they were trying to conquer a different country or something back in the day, and apparently they burned all their ships when they got there. And the reason was because, like, well, now we have to succeed. We have no other option than to succeed. We can't give up. And I've always thought of that. A lot of the ways that I've made money, it's been because of that. Like I keep saying, it's just because I had no other option. But the key is, like, you really just need to take action. You just need to start doing stuff. The first thing you could do is just start searching on YouTube, like I was saying. Another thing you could do is just take an existing skill you have. Like, say you work as a car mechanic for a dealer, for a business. You could try to work on other people's cars on your own. Just start getting clients on your own and being your own boss. It's something that you can try to do right there. You can take your existing job and just try to do it as a freelancer, basically. I mean, another thing you can do, say you might like a tech job or something like that. They are very, very good jobs. You can learn to do that coding and stuff. I assume you could learn that all for free from YouTube, from online. I don't think you have to go to school and get a degree to learn that stuff. I assume you could learn it online, and I assume that people will hire you if you're good at it and you have good results, you know what you're doing. I assume you can get hired. I don't think they're really going to care if you have a bachelor's degree if you can do a good job, because that's the main thing that people care about. So like I said, you just got to get out there and just try it. Just start working towards something. Take that time that you're watching TV or whatever you're doing. You got to work, develop the skill of delayed gratification. That's a huge thing. And just take action and just start working on this, because especially as technology advances, they just keep getting more and more and more ways to work, stuff online, or just all these types of different jobs that are not normal jobs. And there's way, if you start your own freelance thing, there's all sorts of ways you can market yourself online. There's really no excuses. There are a ton of ways, at least if you live in the United States, okay? I don't know about people in different countries. I'm talking about what I know, people in the United States. There are so many ways to make money. Like, you have to think differently from other people. You have to believe that this is possible and just start taking action and do something and work towards this.